Nashville Predators. They brought in, Ryan O'Reilly, Luke Shen. They lost some guys. They bought out Ryan Johansson, or they traded Ryan Johansson to Colorado. They bought out Matt Duchene. Bruce, not Bruce. What's his name? Barry Trotz is now their GM. They brought in Andrew Brunette, who I believe helped Florida have that crazy season after Joel Quenneville was let go for reasons that you guys know. UC Saros is one of the best goalies in the league. Roman Josi, one of the best defensemen in the league. And it's just interesting. Like, Matt, in the notes here, you have the Midville Predators. And I don't think I disagree with you. Why did you write that, though, Matt?
I just feel like Nashville, no matter what they do, I just feel like they just won't make noise. Like, even though they made the cup final in 2017, like their roster, like, it looks good on paper, but it's not enough to do damage. Like, the first line, you have Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Denis Gurianov, and then from that, it just kind of peters off. Like Gustav Nyquist, Cody Glass, Philip Tomasino, Cole Smith, your boy, Tommy Novak, Luke
Yeah. Wait.
Evangelista.
They moved Tommy Novak to the third line?
To the third line.
It's over. It's
It,
over. The only way Nashville wins.
It's Nover. It's
the only
it's
way.
Nover.
I'm telling you guys. Listen. Look at my eyes. The only way Nashville wins is if Tommy Novak is the 1 seed. You heard it from me first. All right, Matt, continue.
All right. Fourth line, nothing to write home about. Juuso Parssinen, Colton Sissons, Yakov Trenin, and then the defense. Aside from Josi, it's just a bunch of guys that are aging or just not good at defense. Like you have Luke Shen, Ryan McDonough, who's certainly not getting any younger, Tyson Barrie, who refuses to play defense. I know that from experience. And then Dante Fabro and Alexander.
Don't we all,
Carrier.
Matt? Don't we all? Don't we
Oh.
all know that?
And then UC Saros, top 3 goalie, no question. And then Kevin Lankinen between the pipes.
Yeah, shout out to Nashville from going from Pecorino right to UC Saros. Good for them. Good for them. Darius, what do you think about Nashville, man?
This team reeks, man.
Dude, I did not realize they were like this
the
great.
The cupboard is bare. Like the bottom 6 looks tough.
Like this team, sorry, Darius, this team, when people say competitive rebuild, and this is what I see, that is not a competitive rebuild. You're neither competitive nor it's a rebuild. You just suck. It's bad.
They are stuck. They are stuck in the middle. And there's a team coming up we're going to talk about who are as well. But there's a few things to like, okay? Besides I'm not going to say Philip Forsberg. He's going to be consistent for you, whatever. So there's a few things to like. Like, I think Philip Tomasino, he's a very good player. Things to like there. He's going to help a lot. Luke I can never say his name. Evangelista, yeah. Former London Knight, great player, dipped his feet in a little bit last year. I think you're going to like what you see from him if you're a Nashville Predators fan. It's a good player. Gurianov on the first line, what are we doing here, right? So
Montreal Canadiens legend. Dennis Gurianov.
That's right, yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Wow, they traded him for Dadonov, right? Defense looks okay, like Luke Shen with Roman Josi. I actually quite like that. That's a good pairing. As you move down,
Luke
Ryan
Shen,
McDonough.
Luke Shen always works well with like a more offensive minded player.
Him and Ryan Riley worked really well, so I think that's
in Vancouver. You had Quinn Hughes with Luke Shen, and it worked well.
Yeah, it's a good mix. He's really good for guys like that, and for Roman Josi, like that's a really good pairing. Ryan McDonough, he's getting older. He's paired with
Tyson
bad. Barrie. Holy shit, that's terrible. Dante Fabro, I think like his time is kind of like he is what he is now. You know what I mean? Like the potential. He's already
right.
25.
Yeah, potential drop
you're right.
off.
Yeah, and
you're right. It's over.
Carrier, like,
let it go.
It's let it go. Yeah, he is who he is. You know, Carrier is like is what it is. And then Saros is a great goaltender, but like let's see what they're doing in the season. Maybe they even get rid of him. Like I'm not sure what his contract situation is.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
They probably wouldn't get rid of him, but like I don't know, man. This team is like you'd think they're rebuilding on the fly, but they are stuck.
They're boring. It's boring ass team. Like you said, I don't really know. Like I think Tomasino, like they're youngish guys. Like they have an okay nucleus of like I thought Tommy Novak was a little younger. He's 26, same age as Gurianov, but I'd argue Novak is a little bit better than Gurianov. But Tomasino, Cody Glass has been on a couple teams, but I think he's finally. Well, not a couple teams. Like he's been bouncing around a little from when he went from Vegas to Nashville, just up and down, dealing with injuries. I think he's finally found a spot. Yakov Trenin isn't anything great, but he's a good. They have a lot of like decent players. Because personally, I know Philip Forsberg had that one decent season, but just looking at his numbers here, like he had that one season where he had like last year, right, 42 goals in 84 games, but that's not normal for Forsberg. That's not what he regularly does. He's regularly like a 30 goal guy. Just looking at into his past, 30 goals, 65 points. That's what he's always been. Like I know it's fun to be like, oh my god, 42 goals in 84, and you think that's going to be the new norm. He did that in 69 games, which is nice, of course. But aside from that, he's regularly like a 30 goal player. Nothing more than that, right? 30 points, 30 goals, 60 points. Just looking at it, because I think there was this notion that he was like one of the craziest goal scorers and like point getters in the league. He's just never been that. I don't know where that really came from. I think just the one season, but in all his years, he's like 30 goals, 60 points. I think that's really all he is. So I don't know how great Forsberg is. I think Josi is obviously the guy there, like 100-point defenseman that 1 year, easily point per game is gonna be decent. And I think one thing that's important about them is when Andrew Burnett, who's their head coach now, was in Florida, he ran an insanely offensive-oriented system, and it helped them in the regular season and a little in the first round. But then, you meet a team like Tampa Bay, they get destroyed. But just looking at it from the lens of the regular season, does Andrew Burnett like come in and get this team some more goals, some more offensive support? Because last year it was like you'll see a little bit of Forsberg. You had Novak doing okay, but you need Tomasino to score more. You need all these guys to score more. So does Andrew Burnett kind of direct a more offensive-oriented Nashville Predators team?
That Florida team was so much better than this Nashville team, so I'm gonna go no.
No?
I think,
okay.
Yeah, I agree with Matt where, like, you need the personnel to execute on the game plan, right? So, like,
because, like, this Nashville team
Ryan O'Reilly's your
doesn't
first-line
have,
center.
They don't have, like, a Huberdeau, they don't have, like, a Barkov, so there's no bona fide number one in Nashville, and if Phil Forsberg is it, then yikes.
Yeah, it's a little yikes. Like I was saying, like, Ryan O'Reilly's your first-line center. He's got a broken foot. He's like 33 years old. He can't skate. What offensive game plan are you implementing?
But he can win face-offs. He can win face-offs.
Guys, what are we talking about? So
yeah,
you'd hope so with the younger guys, but I don't see it there yet. So,
and then they're kind of just like, I don't know what they're like waiting on in terms of just like dudes, but like
I don't think it's much. I think they're there.
Ascarov's coming up eventually. The Brock Faber thing is funny because it's like, when do you give up on a guy? I think it's now. But just like looking at their prospects, it's nothing insane. They have like Zachary. I don't know how to say his last name at all, but they did make that trade with Tampa Bay for Tanner, like the Tanner Jeannot trade where they got a lot of guys coming back. They traded Ekholm last year to Edmonton, so they did kind of send out guys and get some more draft capital. But I don't know what Nashville's plan exactly is. Are they trying to go for the playoffs or are they trying to be bad? Because in sports, the worst thing you can be is none of those things. That's why you see like a lot in other sports, teams are just going to be, it's either we know we're going to win the championship or we're going to try to win the championship or we're going to go for the first pick. Nashville is not doing either of those things. They're not bad enough to be a first overall pick or a draft lottery type team with the personnel they have, and they're not good enough to win the cup. So I don't know what their plan is. Nashville, honestly, they could make the playoffs, like barely. They could squeak in, but honestly, aside from like Josi and Saros, and maybe some excitement from Tomasino, Glass, and Novak, you're not really getting a lot from the Predators. So Nashville not going to be too entertaining this year, unfortunately.
For more content, visit our YouTube channel and check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow the guys on social media at Matt_Mondays, at Nick LaFlame, and at Darius Dominguez.